Miss and my friends, now we are going to learn that what is scientific approach in the learning and teaching process. Scientific approach or scientific method, according to Gerde 2013, is a process of acquisition of knowledge. Scientific approach also is a process of questioning and answering the question by using a range of specific procedure. This process also can be used as a guideline in creating the beneficial experiment for the learners in acquiring the knowledge comprehensively. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are 5 steps in implementing scientific approach in the teaching and learning process. First, observing. Second, questioning. Third, associating. Fourth, experimenting. And the fifth, creating until to communicating. So, the first step in implementing scientific approach in teaching and learning process is observing. According to Semiawan et al. 1986, observing is the very basic skill in scientific approach. In this step, the teacher should give occasion to the students to observe their surroundings, particularly that has relation to the topic of the material. For example, when the teacher teaches the students about classroom things, so in this step, teacher can ask the students to recognize and observe the things found in the classroom. For example, blackboard, whiteboard, chalks, board marker, wall, books, chairs, tables, ballpoints, etc. So, this step will stimulate the students' critical thinking in entering the learning process.
Well, previously, my friend Kevin has already explained for us about the first step for scientific, that is observing, and now I'm going to explain for us about second step, that is questioning. In asking question is a step to continue scientific investigations. In this case, the teacher gives the student to us, where students giving a question, the teacher can help the student with the problems they are known by the students. And according to GAR 2013, as long as the present is producing questions, students not only learn how to ask the questions scientifically, but it can be accepted to us and what to know about the world around them. And what the teacher must be paid attention to in asking for the students, they are 9 according to Kelompok 2013. The first is arousal curiosity, and the second is correct inspire the students, and the third is diagnosis learning difficulties, and the next is structuring task assignment, and the next is awareness skills, and then encourage participations, and then build attitude, get used to students, and the last is train confidence in talking. So that's all about questioning. Thank you.
Okay guys, the third step is reasoning. According to Skyrim 2009, reasoning is a broad term that includes a comprehensive set of thinking skills that a person must become involved, become an active citizen. Here, reasoning, these skills include: the first is thinking creatively to generate new or powerful idea. The second is thinking critically and thinking analytically. The third is practical thinking to implement ideas and persuade of their value. The fourth is thinking wisely to ensure that idea help to gut habits. So here, reasoning, that is what a teacher should teach various ways. So, based on the Kemendikbud 2030, reasoning can be done through activities such as processing information that has been collected and analysis data. So, reasoning can in the form of creating categories, associating or connecting related information and conclude. So, reasoning of the learning process with a scientific approach adopted in the 2013 curriculum to describe that the teacher and student are active actors. So, it means here, both of our student and also teacher seem to be more active. Why? Because the term associating in learning refers to the ability to group various ideas and associate the various events to incorporate them into memory experience. So, the step to implement reasoning is, the first is readiness, and the second exercise, and the last is inference. Okay, that's all.
Okay guys, the fourth step is collection information. Collecting information is a learning activity in the form of experiments, results other than textbooks, observing object, events, activity, and interviewing source. According to Gordon B. Davis, 1991, an information system is a system that aids data input and instruction, process data in accordance with instruction, and issue the results. For example is observing student asking question, gathering information, associating communication. And here a teacher can understand and observe their students as befits their do it and educator teachers. How does it apply in the English learning method? So in this case, an educator can apply in the learning method by observing, asking observer in a way how to attitudes of students towards the way of learning and their enthusiasm for the learning system, asking in what ways the students still did not understand in the learning material. So, in the collecting information is generally done through various activities such as exploring, experimenting, discussing, demonstrating, imitating forms or movements, conducting experiments, reading source other than textbooks, collecting data from source through questionnaires, interview, and modifying, adding, or developing. Thank you.
So the last step in implementing scientific approach in teaching and learning process is communicating. In communicating step, it's very identical in presenting a word in a report, graph, diagram, etc. In communicating certain work consists of the process, result, and conclusion verbally. According to Gerber 2013, it's very important for the learners, after discovering what they know, to communicate and to share what they know to others, and also having chances to communicate with other friends. For example, the teacher can help the students to develop their communication skill. For instance, presenting a presentation in front of the class or describing their invention during the learning process in the class discussion. Teacher also can thrive in how the students share and also communicating their work. For instance, making poetry in English, combining with favorite songs, and also using diagrams or graphs and other creative ways. So the process of communicating will raise the students' skill in thinking critically about their study and train them in using English specifically to relevant, effective, and informative communication. So that's all 5 steps in implementing scientific approach in the teaching and learning process. Hopefully, we are as the candidate of teacher, we can implement it well in the classroom of English lesson.